Okay, first of all, we're going to have to turn the crank over until this one right here. I'm going to adjust this one first. So I'm going to make this so that this valve is open. Now this is the intake here. Okay, the valve, this valve right here is the exhaust. I'm going to adjust it to 4 thousandths. So you're going to have to find your 4 thousandths feeler gauge. Make sure it says 4 thousandths, not 40 thousandths. 4 thousandths is 0.0044. Okay. So first we got to turn the crank. Make sure this one will be closed. All the way closed. Okay. Okay, it's very loose. So now we have to get our tools. They're going to help us adjust this valve. Okay, now this right here, this Torx bit is a T40. Now a 30 will work, but the correct one is T40. So back it off a little bit. Right there. So you're going to hold this one, the middle one, the screw, and then tighten this. Okay, after you get it done, check it again. Okay, it's too loose. Now see how easy it slips in? Well, hopefully it'll slip in. Well, I guess it's really, that's kind of tight. So we got to try it again. Loosen this nut. Back this off a little. Tighten it down. It slips in, but it's a little bit tight yet. Okay, that's about right. Okay. Now we're going to hold this again and tighten it. Tighten the nut. And then check it again. Okay, that seems about right. Okay, now we're going to do the next valve. So we're going to close this one and open this one at the top. And when we get this one open, then we're going to adjust this valve. Okay, now this one has to go down. Okay, bring it back a little. All right, now we got to do the same thing over here. Check it first. See if it's okay. Hey, that's kind of loose. You might have to screw these. I took these out, these bolts that hold the valve cover on. Might have to screw them in a little bit so you can get to your valve easier. Okay. Loosen it a little bit. Tighten it. Check it. That one's about right now. So you got to hold this middle screw and tighten this nut. Now this wrench is 13 millimeter. Okay, we are done with that valve and valve, both valves actually. Now here's something that I do, and if you want to do it, you can. To get this valve cover off without tearing the gasket, just put a little light grease on the valve cover gasket. Just put a little bit. It's not going to hurt it, but this will prevent this gasket from sticking. It's just going to compress the grease. It'll be fine. And make sure you get this Briggs & Stratton emblem and OHV. Make sure you get them how they were when they came off, like this. Now I think I'm going to adjust the exhaust valve first. That's on the bottom. So I'm going to close this one. It's a little bit loose. Use the same procedure. if you have to, and tie these cables out of the way, because especially this one right here, it is in the way a little bit. Now we want to tighten this one. That's a little bit too tight. Right there. Okay, now you're going to hold this steady and tighten the lock nut. Oh, darn it. Whoa. It's a little bit tight. You have to play around with it. There, that's about right. Right here I had to drill and tap this hole because the screw broke off. By the way, that's 6mm by 1. Okay, now we have to get this pulley up here. You have to make sure that your key is going to fit in the keyway slot. Okay, I think I got it. Right there. Now before I get too far, gotta get this other belt on. Figure out where it's at first. Okay, right here. Well, this is 5/8, by the way. Now I labeled these, and these are the belt keepers. So this one goes over on this side.